I'm Miles Johnson, I'm the Financial Times hedge fund correspondent. We've been in Madrid listening to CIOs from various Spanish companies talking about what they think the future of their role will be and what the next few years is going to bring to their sector. I think there was a general view that in the last year there's been further emphasis on investing in new technology and new platforms. And I think a more willingness amongst senior management in various companies across various sectors to really focus on what they will need for the next couple of years and have a little bit less concern about the economy and the recovery not going their way. I think CIOs in general are increasingly facing more and more pressure from various different directions, and there are a lot of things now which are harder to control. The dissemination of mobile devices and obviously increasingly things such as cyber attacks, which are extremely difficult to predict. And I think what we heard today was that this is obviously a preoccupation for many of these people because this is something which is increasing and becoming ever more of a risk for these sorts of companies.
My name is Juan Parra, working for Hewlett-Packard in Iberia. I'm the head of enterprise services, leading all the services organization for Iberia, for the local companies and for the companies that are headquartered in Iberia. Well, I guess that there were two most important topics today on the round table. One of them is related to the digital transformation. I believe that all of them are in a process to transform their ITs and the companies itself and the way that the companies are doing businesses in a transformational process. Okay, so IT is a big enabler in most of their companies, and they are all working hard to move into likely the four pillars of the transformation: cloud, security, analytics and big data, and mobility. Okay, so this is one of the hot topics. The other topic is mostly related to the fact that they're all concerned that year on year the ability to, or the fact that they cannot have crashes or downtimes on their systems is now a fact. So the business is not allowing them to have any sort of issue in their own systems, and that's something that is putting a lot of pressure into the whole IT organization, and we have seen today that most of them are concerned because of this topic.
Something else we spoke about was the importance of increasing the effectiveness of communication between CIOs and senior management at companies, and that dialogue, really being able to explain quite complicated technological developments and ideas to sometimes executives who are from a more commercial background, and how that more and more is improving and gradually getting better, because I think that increasingly a lot of the things which the CIOs are working on become ever more integral to the businesses and the P&Ls of these companies.
So listening to them, I believe that all of them are closer to the business compared to what they used to be some time ago. They're closer to the CEOs, to the CFOs, to the line of business kinds of directors. So I believe that the change of role here is that they become part of the whole business of the company. They are brokers of services inside the company. Most of the business decisions that some time ago used to be made without talking to them, now they are part of those decisions. And the reality is that the CIO role is moving into a more business role rather than a technology role compared to the past.
I think something that surprised me just was the sheer amount of things that each CIO had to really think about, and just the number of balls they had to juggle at one time. And I think increasingly that means that these CIOs are thinking that in the future the role will become ever more sort of expansive, and that comes with a lot of pressure, but also means that the responsibilities of these CIOs is just going to keep on increasing, I think.